This is a video from eSkills Zone. For more videos, notes, and certificates, please visit www.eskillszone.com.
Hello and welcome. Hi viewers. Today in this video we will discuss some more programs of line statements and it's a part 2 of graphics in GW Basic Programming Language module number 13. In our previous videos we have discussed different line statements and executed some programs. In our previous video we can see that was the program which was used to program draw lines all over the screen. That was the code and that was the output. We have generated the output and discussed all that execution with you guys. Likewise, that was the previous one more program which was used to draw lines forever using random attribute. That was the code of that program and that was the output. And today we're gonna learn a program in graphics in GW Basic Programming Language that draws alternating pattern line on and off, and how it is done. Let's switch to the IDE of GW Basic Programming Language where we will execute this program and see how it is done. So let's switch to the IDE. We are viewers, we will type screen 9. So now we have entered into the graphics mode, screen 9 mode. So here we will type that program line on and off using the alternating pattern. So in line 10 we will type for x equal to 0 to 319, final and initial final value of the for loop. Line x on line 20, line x comma 0 minus x comma 199 comma x and 1. Line 30 we will type next. We'll press the F4 key and type loop line.bas. Since we have used for loop, so we'll type for loop line .bas, name of the program. I'll press the F2 key to see the output. This is how a pattern can be drawn on and off. With the help of this program we can see the pattern on the screen. So if we list this program and see that the initial value was 0 and the final value was 319, so the loop has started from the value 0 and it finally reached till 319. And then during this line statement is used, x has the value of x1 and 0 is the value of y1. Here is the value of x2 is x. Here the value is 319 and 199 is the y2 value. So you see the y2 coordinate the below point of the box of that pattern. X and 1 were the values given for those to execute the program in a way which was used the attributes x and 1. So we can change this 1 and then we will type, if you want to change we will type AD20 and here we will give a different value, like I'm going to give over here 12, and then when we press the F2 key, so you can see a different color every time we execute it. Like if I give if I type AD20 and over here and then give a different value like 21 and then press the F2 key, a different pattern can be seen on the screen. Every time I give a different value of line 20, it gives us a different pattern. Like if I give 25, press the F2 key, a different pattern. Very beautiful. Like once again, if we type AD20 and type 30 like this, press the F2 key, a different pattern can be seen. If I give more values, like values out of range, if I type AD20 and type like 100, then see what happens. Press the F2 key, different pattern. So it's better to use not more than 30 colors. So it is recommended to use 25 colors. If I type edit 20 like this and give a value of 25 and then execute this program by pressing the F2 key, so you can see the pattern, this pattern. So every time I give a different attribute value of color, then I can see a different color on the screen. So let's discuss this program in the text area, viewers. So that was the program which we have just executed in the IDE of GW Basic Programming Language, and that was the output of it. And every time I give a different value over here, the color attribute, we can see a different pattern on the screen. So we have just executed, and I have shown you guys how this can be done just by changing the value. Every time you give a different value, you can see a different output on the screen having different pattern, different colors. Now we'll discuss one more program today, and the program which we'll learn today, one more program, is it's a program that draws it will draw a square box, in the upper left corner of the screen. So let's discuss in the IDE of GW Basic Programming Language. We will execute this program over there, and I will show you guys how it is done actually. So let's switch to the IDE. So here we will draw that program which will draw a square box in the upper left corner of the screen. So we'll use screen mode once again, screen 9, and then type CLS, and then the code is line. So we'll type line 0, 0, and then minus, and then 100, 175, comma, and then B. So you can see a box in the upper left corner of the screen. But since you can see the value of is not a square, complete square, so if you want to make it complete square, then you need to give the same values of this. Like if you're giving the value of 100 from over here to here, since this is the value of x1, y1, which is 0 initial point, this is the value of x2, which is 100. But if you want to have the same square box, you have to specify the same value over here. Like I'm gonna give x2 value is 200, the value of y2 is 200, so you will see a complete square box on the screen. So I'm gonna type CLS line. It's a very simple program to understand basic concept of line statement. Over here I'm gonna give 200 and then 200, then can give comma, and then B, so you can see a complete square box. The value of x-axis, x2 and y2 are same, so you can see a complete square box on the screen. So this is how it is executed. So now we'll discuss one more program. So let's switch to the text area. So this is the program which we just executed in the IDE of GW Basic Programming Language, viewers, and you can see that the code you can see is under the box we have just shown on the screen. Why it is? Just because the value of x1 and y1 0, that's why all these three lines can be seen in this box. If you want to show a box outside of these all three lines of this program, then what you will need to do, you just need to give a value which is of y1 as 1, 2, 3. You can give a value of 20, then you can see a box outside of the screen. Let me show you that if we want to show the box outside of all these three lines of the code of this program, then how it is done. Let's switch to the IDE once again. So let me show you that program. If I want to show the box outside of that line statements, all these three statements, then we need to draw a box like x1 value is having 0, y1 value as you can give 40 or 50, and then minus, and then 100, comma, 100, comma, B. So you can see a box right out of that screen of all these three lines. You can see a box right outside of that screen. But if you want to give a value of more than a big box, then you need to give a more value. Like I'm gonna give over here, once again I will type line 0, comma, you can give 100 if you want to show it out of the screen, out of these lines, because you don't want to show this text, OK line, all these stuff, all these lines in that box. So you will give a big value, like you can give 400 and then give 300 like this, and then B, comma, comma, and then B. So you can see a box right out of the screen of all of these three lines, because the program which we executed previously was, you can see all those three lines were of that code of that program were under the box, but now you can see a box right out of all these three lines. And if you want to move it more upper, like you can give a value of y1 like 95 or 80. So let me show you that as well. If you give a value of 80, then you can see this, the whole box a little more upper. So let's see how it is done. If you give 400 and reduce it to 80 like this, comma, comma, B, so you can see the box right above a little upper. So this is how we can use, if you want to make a pattern or design, you can always use different line statements, and you can draw a pattern of your own, just like we have see at this two different boxes. One is outsider one, the other one is the smaller one. If you want to show two different boxes, then you can always use a line statement like line 0. So you can type CLS first, CLS line 0, comma 100 minus 400, comma 400, comma, comma, B. So you can see a box, but it's going outside of that screen. But if you want to see the last lines as well, then you can reduce the value of y to, like, I'm gonna give line 0, comma 100, comma 400, comma 300, comma, 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 B. So there's a syntax error, that is, we have skipped the minus symbol over here. So we'll type once again 0, comma 100 minus 400 is the x2 value, and 300 is the y2 value, comma, comma, B. So you can see a box, and if you want to show one more box inside this box, then you can type line. You can give a more value, bigger value, because this is the x1 value. If you can give 10. We can give a margin of 20, and then you can reduce the value from 100 to the y1 value as 80 like this, and give the value of this x2 value as 300 like this, and then I can give a little more, like if you're reducing it from 20, you're increasing 20 over here, then you have to reduce 20 from there. Then you can give 380 like this, and then you can give from, you have reduced 20 value, then you can give 280 right over here. Then you can see a perfect one more inside box on the screen. So you can see two different boxes. The subscript is out. Here is a syntax error over here. I'm gonna raise it again and then execute this program. So the difference should be maintained parallel. Like now I'm gonna give a value line 20, comma 80, and then minus, and then now the value of x2 is 400, so you can reduce it to 380 like this, and then there's a difference of 20 again. Then you can give 280 like this, and then comma, comma, B. So you can see a box like this, which is a little upper. So if you want to show it inside that, you need to increase the value of y1 over here, because the value we have reduced. That's why we can see a box upper on the screen. So if we want to change it and we want to give 100 over here, like 120 over here, so the calculation must be perfect in order to show you can give 380 and then 280 and then comma B. So now you can see a box inside that large box. So this way you can see, viewers, we have made a mistake in the previous program. We have given the value of y1 is 80, so you can see a box right above out of that bigger box, which was the very first box, which was drawn with the help of this line statement. But now we accepted our mistake and we have now redrawn the we understood our mistake and we have redrawn the line statement with the value of y1 is 120. So you can see a box inside the whole bigger box like this. So if you want to continue it, if you want to show it again correctly, then you can again understand then how it is done. We can give line 0, 100, minus 300, 400, and then 300, and then comma B. That was the box. And if you want to show one more box inside that larger box, which was drawn with the help of this line statement, then you can give a value like 20, 120, minus 380, and then 280. So we have made a difference of 20 from each. Here the value was 0. We have increased the value from x1 from 0 to 20. So there was the previous value of the y1 was 100. We have increased it from 100 to 120, and the value of the 400 was 400. So we wanted a smaller one, so we have reduced the x2 value. So we have reduced it from 400 to 300, making the same difference of 20 by. And one more, the last point, y2. Here we want to actually show the endpoint of the y2 over here, so we need to decrease it from the 20. We have maintained the difference of 20 in all coordinates of x1, y1, s2, and y2. So now I'm gonna press the enter key. So here's, this is the perfect example. And you want to make one more, then you can give the value of x1 as 40, and the value of y1 is 140, and then the value of x2 will be reduced from 380 to 360. Then the value of y2 will be reduced from 280 to 260, like this, and then comma and B. Then if I press the enter key, so you can see one more inside box. A very helpful program. First, in the program when we executed, we made a mistake. Actually, we have reduced the value of y1, which was actually supposed to increase, because these are the coordinates values. This is the x1 y1 value, and this is the x2 y2 value. This is again the x1 y1 value, 20 and 120. 20 was the value, 120 was that, and then 380 was that, and 280 was that. So this is how we need to discuss all this. x1 y1 value is this one, and x2 y2 value is this one. Again, this x1 y value is 40. In the last inside box, we have used 40 as x1, used 140 as y1, and over here we have used 360 as x1 and 260 as y2, x2 and y2, x2 as 360 and y2 as 260 in the last program. So this is how we can develop a box, insider box, and one more insider box. So you can make a different pattern, and using different colors you can show a different pattern on the screen. So let's switch the text. So that's all, viewers. Thanks for watching. We have discussed a program that draws a square box in the upper left corner of the screen, and then we have changed the values. We have used 3 different line statements, and we can see how we can draw 3 different boxes: a bigger one, a smaller, medium one, and a smaller one, by increasing and decreasing the coordinates values. That's all, viewers. Thanks for watching. In our next videos we will discuss more program to make our concept more stronger and stronger about the learning graphics in GW Basic Programming Language. Thanks for watching.